Dear students, welcome to virtual class of Municipal Corporation of Greater Mumbai. I am Sreekumar. The class is for 7th standard students. Subject is mathematics. Let me begin the class.
Dear students, we are going to learn about perimeter and area in this chapter. The term perimeter and area are not new for you. You have come across this term in your class-wide mathematics studies. Where you have an idea that perimeter is talking about the length or the boundary of a figure. The fish has got its own boundary here. It cannot go beyond that boundary. So if you calculate the total length of the boundary, that is a perimeter, and how much surface area, how much surface a particular thing, how much surface your mobile screen surface, how much surface is there, we say it as area. And area is always, it will be in square meters or square centimeter. That way you studied in class 5. The same topic, a little bit elaborate, you will be getting this year. The topic is perimeter and area. As I told you in class 5, you studied about the concept of perimeter and area related to what we say rectangle and square. Rectangle and square. The same way area of rectangle and square you studied. So that I will be just recalling now. This is a rectangle. If you are talking about perimeter of it, you should have the idea about its length of this rectangle, which can be written here as length. This is also length, L-E-N-G-H-T, and this is breadth, you know that. The same way this is also breadth, which will be equal. The opposite sides are equal in a rectangle. And when we think about 2 times of this length and breadth, that is total total of the boundary. Just like if you think about how much this oval ball is traveling, that is the perimeter of that rectangle. Understood? If you think about a square also, the perimeter of a square is the total length of its boundary. Understood? Total length of its boundary is called the perimeter of it. When we think about area, we should have an idea about the inner surface. So for example, if I color this red over here, this is the total area of the rectangle. Where we studied that we divided into equal number of squares and calculated in square meter or centimeter. In the case of a square also, where all 4 sides are equal, these sides are equal here. There is no length breadth, all are side A, B, C, D are equal, and the area is the inner surface. How much? So we have 2 length and 2 breadth to get the perimeter of a rectangle, and 4 times the side will give the perimeter of a square. And as far as area is concerned, we have to multiply length into breadth, here side into side. We have studied this last year in the form of formula. This is the formula: perimeter of a rectangle and the area of a rectangle. A rectangle is a figure having all these angles, rectangle, right angle, that is 90 degree. So we call this as a rectangle. And this is a square. Understood? The area is the inner surface, how much it covers. We will get it by multiplying length into breadth. Please note that if length is in centimeter, breadth also in centimeter, you will get the answer in centimeter square or in square centimeter. You can write like this. Here also, this is a perimeter, and 4 into sides will be giving the centimeter. All sides are equal, and area is side square, where it will be length into length, or breadth into breadth. Here it is side into side. So this formula you are familiar with, and you have studied this formula in class 5. Okay, my dear students, this was a revision. So you know this, you remember this. Now what is new this year further about the perimeter and area is important here. Okay, so the recalling is done. Now we will think about the example. The perimeter of a rectangle is 64 centimeter. If its length is 17 centimeter, what is its breadth? So its length is here. We know that it is 17 here and 17 here too. You are asked to find out the breadth of it, and what is given is perimeter is given as 64. So we know that let breadth be equal to x centimeter. All these are given in centimeter. Look at this. Now you'll be getting breadth also in centimeter. And we know that 2 into length plus 2 into breadth is the perimeter. Correct? That means 2 into length plus breadth is what is the perimeter of this particular rectangle. In that we have 2 into length is given as 17 plus b is equal to the total perimeter what is named as what is given as 64 centimeter. Correct? That means 17 plus b dividing both sides by 2. So this 2 will be cancel and here it will be 64 upon 2. Otherwise the 2 comes here, which is equal to 32. 17 plus b is equal to 32 means that b is equal to 32 minus 17, which is equal to 15 centimeter. This is the answer. 15 centimeter here, 15 centimeter this side, 30, and the other one is 34, total 64. Understood? So we simply calculated this, even done in last year. The perimeter of a rectangle of length 28 centimeter and breadth 20 centimeter is equal to perimeter of a square. This is a square which is having equal perimeter. What is the length of the side of the square? There is a square is there. Understood? I'll show you. There is a square. This square is also having same perimeter. So it will be having four-sided figure. A square is a four-sided figure, we know. So naturally this is one side, side here, side here, side here, and side. All these are having same. So the question is, we are having perimeter of a rectangle. Perimeter of a rectangle is 2 into length plus breadth. That means length is given as 28, breadth is given as 20. That means 2 into 20 plus 28 plus 20. 2 into 48, which is equal to 96 centimeter is the perimeter of the given rectangle. Understood? The given rectangle is having 96 centimeter as its perimeter. Now, the perimeter of a square is equal to 4 into side, and it is said that the perimeter of a rectangle is equal to the perimeter of a square. ये rectangle का वही perimeter है, square मैंने छोटा बनाया लेकिन उसका भी perimeter equal है. So equal means this 96 is equal to 4 into side. 96 is equal to 4 into side. So side is equal to, we will divide both sides by 4. ये 4 cancel हो जाएगा. 96 upon 4, which is equal to 24. So 24 into 4 is equal to 96. We know each side will be of 24 centimeter, 24 centimeter, 24 centimeter, 24 centimeter. Understood, my dear students? This way we solve that. Let us go ahead. Okay, here is another activity type question. Measure the length and breadth of courts laid out for games such as Kho-Kho, Kabaddi, tennis, badminton, etc. find out their perimeters and areas. This is given as an activity for you. You can go to the coco ground, kabaddi ground, tennis ground, badminton ground and find out its perimeter and area practically. Another activity is that wall in Aniruddha's house is to be painted. The wall is 7, this is the wall, एक room का wall है समझ. The wall is 7 meter long. The wall is 7 meter long and 5 meter high. That is the breadth here. Wall एक rectangle है. If the painter charges 120 rupees per square meter, area find out करेगा तो per square meter 120 rupees painter को देना. How much to be paid? That is the question. This is a question related to area. So what we will do, we will simply find out the area of the wall. As it is a rectangle, we will say that length into breadth of it. Length is 7 meter, breadth is 5 meter, 35 square meter. This is the area of the wall. Per square meter, the charge is 120 rupees. So how much will have to be paid? So the rate per square meter is equal to rupees 120. So to be paid to the painter, that is what is asked. How much to be paid to the painter? आपके लिए मैं सेंटर में डायग्राम बनाया, आप ऐसा नहीं करेंगे, साइड में बनाए. So you will multiply 35 square meter with rupees 120. So 35 multiplied by 120, 0, 12 5s are 66, 12 3s are 36 plus 6, 42. Okay, so painter, we need to give rupees 4,200 to the painter to paint the wall of Aniruddha's house. अनिरुद्धास हाउस के वॉल में पेंट करने के लिए इतना खर्च हो जाएगा. रेक्टेंगुलर है वॉल. रेक्टेंगुलर गार्डन इज ऑफ 40 meter long and 30 meter wide. क्या करना है? A 2 meter wide path is to be paved inside the garden along the boundary using 25 centimeter into 20 centimeter tiles. How many such tiles will be required? इसको एक garden में ना tiles डालना है, तो ये garden है समझ लो. इसका length है 40 meter. Breadth is 30 meter. अभी 25 by 20 सेंटीमीटर का टाइल्स डालने जा रहा हूँ या ब्रिक्स डालने जा रहा हूँ. टाइल्स तो नहीं डाल सकते, ब्रिक्स डालेंगे. ठीक है, तो बाउंड्री ऐसा बन जाएगा. राइट, इसके अंदर से 2 मीटर का हाउ मच बाउंड्री, 2 मीटर वाइड. ये ध्यान दे दो, देखो 2 meter wide. So this is 2 meter. Here 2 meter. Here 2 meter. Here 2 meter. Here. तो फिर inside क्या होगा? This will be less by 4. Understood? So 2 meter खत्म, कम हो जाएंगे. And this side from 2 meter here, 2 meter here, this will be less by 2 again. So what we will do, we are asked to find out how many such tiles are required. So either tiles डालने तो कितने tiles चाहिए. So we should know the area of to be put by tiles. ये tiles डालने वाले जगह के रेड कलर की इसकी एरिया फाइंड आउट के लिए फॉर्मूला नहीं है, but we can calculate the area of this, what we say, the garden first and area of the inner part. तो दोनों का difference बराबर हो जाए. The difference will be giving the area of the tiled part where we are going to put tiles. That is the idea behind solving this. It can be done by you, but you can do one thing. I will show you. The thing is that we know the area of the garden. First, we will calculate the area of the garden because its length and breadth are given. How to calculate? It is area is called length into breadth. Length given as 40 meter and breadth given as 30 meter. You will calculate that first. Understood? We will calculate the length and breadth. Let me remove this. Okay. 40 into 30 means 40 into 30 is equal to 1200 and it is in meter. So square meter is the area of the garden. Abhi, after putting tiles, let us see the area of the garden. तो 40 की जगह पे क्या होगा, इधर 40 है लेंथ, तो हियर 2 मीटर, हियर 2 मीटर कम हो गया, तो लेंथ इज इक्वल टू 36 हो गया, ब्रेड्थ इज इक्वल टू टोटल 30 है इधर, ऊपर 2 मीटर, हियर 2 मीटर कम हो गया, तो 26 हो गया. So the area is equal to 36 into 26. ये हमें मल्टीप्लाई कर रहे हैं 36 and 26. 6 6 are 36, 3 6 3 are 18 plus 3 21. This is 2 times 36 is equal to 72. 936 square meter. That is the area tiled. Now we can calculate what is the area of the, that is the area after tiling. Inside green area है, green area का calculate हो गया. ये total, we have the area of the garden and area of the garden after putting the tile. So from this we can calculate the area of the garden, area of the tiles, area where we put the tiles. For that is what is the question here, how many tiles will be required. So the area paved by tiles, how will we get that? We will find out the difference. That means 1200 square meter minus 936 square meter. So we will subtract from 1200 936. 264. Okay. Now we know the size of a tiles from the given data. Let me clear here. The size of the tile, a single tile is given as 25 centimeter into 20 centimeter. The length and breadth of it is given, but the peculiarity is that it is given in centimeter and the measurement of the garden is given in meters. So when we are calculating the area covered by a tile, we should convert the 25 centimeter into meter by dividing with 100. So if you are trying to find out the area covered by a tile, it will be 25 upon 100 multiplied by 20 upon 100 square meters. This is the area covered by a tile. Understood? This is something which you should very peculiar about, that you should check the unit of the given tiles. It is centimeter here, sometimes it will be some other thing. So in that case you will be getting the answer as, if you solve this, you will be getting it as 1 upon 20, this simplest form. So this is the area in square meters covered by a single tile, and we are having 264 square meter area to be covered. So we have to divide 264 divided by 1 upon 20. That means 264 multiplied by 20 upon 1, which is equal to 0, 8, 2 and 5. 5280 tiles will be required to make this particular pavement along the boundary of the garden. What we have done is, we know this area of the garden, and we know the area of the garden after putting the tiles, making the 2-meter wide path along the boundary. So that particular inside area of the garden, we know the total area. The difference will give us an idea about how much area the tiled part, the path, is covering. And it is also given that what is the size of a single tiles or a brick. So in that case we know that much area each brick will cover, and we converted into the proper unit because it is given in meters. We'll convert the centimeter into meter by dividing with 100, and we'll get the area of a single tiles, and we'll find that how many such tiles will be required to cover that much of pavement. Okay, this is the technique used, and it is a simple example for you. Always it won't be garden, sometimes some other thing will come, so you should apply your common sense accordingly. Okay, let me move ahead. Again, it is a rectangular playground, and it is 65 meter long and 30 meter wide. Again, a garden is given. Yep, rectangular playground is given, garden, playground, yoga mat, all these are having a rectangular shape. We don't bother about what it is, but we are bothered about the shape of it. Now pathway of 1.5 meter width goes all around the ground outside it. This word is very important. Earlier we did the pathway within the garden. Now we are going to make a pathway outside the given playground. Now here also the question is, find the area of the pathway. So what we will do is, here it is given 65 meter long and 30 meter. We will get the area of the given playground. Now we are going to have 1.5 meter wide. This is 1.5 meter wide pathway around it. Now in this case, we, instead of doing it earlier, we are subtracting from the original garden size the pavement width in order to get the inner length and breadth of garden. Here we will add, for example, the length will be increased by 1.5 meter here and 1.5 meter here, means 3 meter. Then length will become 68 meter after putting the pathway, and the breadth will become 33 meter. This much only I will explain to you, because rest of the things you know. So you have the garden size before making the pathway and after making the pathway. Both this you know. And the question is the area of the pathway. You will find out the difference. The difference will give you the area of the pathway. So my dear students, you will do it yourself. The next topic is about area of a right-angled triangle. This I will be doing in the next video. And before that, you should go through the textbook and try to solve the problems given in practice set number 45, where there are only 4 questions are there. All those 4 questions you will find the correct answer by doing it yourself without taking any help of any guide or teacher or internet or friend, but by yourself, so that you will become confident enough to understand the next concept, which is about a right angled triangle and how to find out the area of a right angled triangle and other types of triangle, which will be done in the next video. Okay, goodbye.
Now click on the subscription button below to subscribe the channel, then the bell button to get the notifications of the new videos. Thank you.